Hey there guys, welcome back. My name is Chris, I am the personal English trainer, and today we're going to talk about 8 things that Japanese students should stop saying in English. Okay? I'll see you in a few seconds. Now, if you spend time in Japan and you talk with Japanese people in English, you're going to hear some of these words or phrases which are a little bit unusual, okay? Now, I've taught hundreds of students over the years and I've heard them a lot, okay? So let's take a look at some of the phrases my Japanese students have got to stop using. Okay, so number 1 is that's all. Japanese people need to stop saying that's all. Okay, in Japanese people will often say ijo at the end of something to show they're finished. For example, if they order in the restaurant, they'll say, I'll have a hamburger and some French fries and a Coke, ijo, which means that's all, right? But they use it in English in many situations. For example, can you introduce yourself? Hi, my name's Ken and I work for ABC Company and I have 2 kids and a dog. That's all. Okay, but native speakers wouldn't say that's all in such a situation, right? Another example might be, so what's your hobby? Oh, I like surfing and I like going to the park and I sometimes go to the gym. I love watching movies and sometimes I go driving. That's all. So in English, we wouldn't finish with that's all. We just stop speaking and then the other person would say something or ask a question, or we ask the other person to continue the conversation, right? So what's your hobby? I like surfing, etc, 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 and sometimes I go driving. How about you? Okay, so if you want to continue the conversation, just say how about you, or ask another question to the other person. Don't say that's all. Okay, now number 2 is I'm waiting for you. Now, Japanese people often say this when you arrange some kind of meeting, and they will say, I'm waiting for you, right? Now, native speakers don't say that. So, for example, I might say, hey, let's meet next month. Okay, Chris, sounds good. I'm waiting for you. Okay. Another example, hey, Chris, can we meet on Thursday next week? Okay, how about 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. is good for me. I'm waiting for you. So we can't say I'm waiting for you. Other phrases might be, better phrases would be, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Okay, I'm looking forward to meeting you. Or just, okay, see you next week. See you then. Okay, so for example, okay, so can we meet on Friday at 10 a.m.? Sure, sounds good. I'll see you then. That's it. That's all we have to say. Okay, now number 3 is very common. Japanese people say it a lot, but it's very easy to fix. Okay, take a look. Have a lunch. Okay, Japanese people often say have a lunch, have a dinner, have a breakfast. I haven't heard so much, but hey Chris, do you want to have a lunch tomorrow? Okay, so we don't say have a lunch. It's just have lunch, have dinner. Let's have lunch. Let's have dinner. Okay, so stop putting the just say let's have lunch. Okay, now number 4, another very easy mistake. Japanese people often say Mr. Chris. Okay? Now, here in Japan, it's amusing when people say that, and it's no problem, right? But if it's a little bit more formal or serious situation, if you're sending emails to business partners and clients overseas, then you want to use the correct greeting, okay? Especially because it's a very simple area, a simple mistake to make. So we cannot use Mr. with first names. So no Mr. Chris, no Miss Jody, no Mr. Steve, no Miss Angelina. You must use Mr. plus family name. So for example, Mr. Smith, Mr. Obama, Mr. Cruz, that kind of thing. Okay, but in English we're very casual, so we often just use first name, say Chris, Bob, Steve. That's often okay. Number 5, thank you for your cooperation. So Japanese people will use this a lot at the end of an email, for example, or even sometimes in a telephone call or face-to-face meeting when you offer to do something or agree to do something, they'll say, okay, Chris, thank you for your cooperation. Now, we do say that in English, but we don't use it so much, and Japanese people will use it in the situation where we probably shouldn't use it. Now, why is that? Probably people have learned it in high school or junior high school, but the word cooperation, now, to cooperate with someone, it can have a positive meaning. Okay, we're cooperating with the government, we're cooperating with this company, but cooperation sometimes has the meaning of we have no choice. So, for example, if there is a notice on the wall and it says, to all staff, please do not eat inside the building. Thank you for your cooperation. Shacho, which means the president in Japanese, or president or CEO. Okay, so do you have a choice in such a case? The CEO of the company said, do not eat inside the building. Please do not eat inside the building. Or please do not smoke inside the building. Thank you for your cooperation. It's actually an order. It's an order, or a kind of soft order. Thank you for your cooperation kind of means we expect you to follow that order or that rule or that request, right? So it's like no choice. Now, in another situation, in a business case where you ask someone to do something for you, hi Chris, could you join our meeting next week? Your experience and advice will be valuable. Thank you for your cooperation. It doesn't match. You have an email with a polite request, but you finish with thank you for cooperation. It says you have no choice. You must be at the meeting. It doesn't match, and it doesn't create a good feeling. So, what should you say in such a case? What other options are there? Well, you can say, thank you for your help. Or sometimes, if it's before the action, we say, thank you in advance for your help. Thank you for your assistance. Assistance is a nice word, it's a softer word. And maybe the best one in this case is, thank you for your support. So these three words here are much more useful and much softer and create a better relationship than using thank you for your cooperation, you must do this. Okay? Right. So let's move on to number 6. Okay, so number 6 relates to pronunciation. Okay, a couple of words here. There are others. The first word is, now if you're a Japanese person, you're probably going to say allergy and margarine. But that's wrong. We don't say allergy and we don't say margarine. It's allergy and margarine. So for some reason, these words use the g sound instead of using the j sound. Okay, now number 7. Now number 7 is related to the verbs play, do, and go. I have made a video on this area already. You can check out the link below. I'll put the link in the description. Now, the 2 or 3 most common mistakes Japanese people make with this, and people use it a lot, is go to shopping. I like to go to shopping. Okay, so there is no to. Start saying go shopping. I like to go shopping. Number 2, I usually play skiing in winter. No, it's I usually go skiing in winter. And of course in Japan, a lot of people do judo, some people do karate, some people do kendo. People often say play judo, play karate, play kendo. Nope, it's do judo or do kendo or do karate. You can also use practice. Okay, so if you want to know more about the rules for using play, do, and go, check out my other video. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, now the last one I want to talk about is a word I've often heard in class and I couldn't figure out exactly what people were saying. So I'm not even sure how to write it or how to spell it or even how to write it in katakana, but people will sometimes use the word enelgish or enelgish or enelgish. I'm not sure how to say it. and I couldn't figure out what they're trying to say. So I think what students are trying to say is this word. Perhaps it's energetic. So he is very energetic. He is enelgish. I don't know where this comes from, but this is not a word in English. Doesn't exist. There's nothing like that. So don't use this. I think it's supposed to be energetic. Okay? Let me know in the comments below what you think enelgish is supposed to be. Okay guys, so those are the 8 words and phrases I wanted to talk about that Japanese people should stop saying, okay? It's very easy to fix those mistakes. If you're not sure, go back and watch it again and then start practicing the correct versions of these words or these phrases. Okay? Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'll catch you in the next video.